It's Francesca from Consciousful Tarot. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be making another celebrity video, a requested video of Nicki Minaj. So I'm going to be talking about Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenny Petty and their love life, what's going to transpire, how they're currently feeling, and what's their purpose together. So let's go ahead and get it started. If you haven't clicked on the subscribe button, go ahead and do so you can get notified for future videos. Okay, so I do see that they do have a Uranian purpose together. So Uranian purpose typically means that both individuals are actually meant to trigger each other to actually bring out their individuality and purge their inauthenticity, to take out their creative expression and to also bring out their unique sense of self. So this connection is meant to actually help them heal and evolve their inner child wounds. Part of the wounds, specifically for Nicki Minaj, is her tendency to be overly critical of herself. She could have been raised in an environment where people were overly critical of her, so she developed feelings of unworthiness. And Kenny is actually here to help her heal that by making her feel confident, by giving her strength and giving her energy and courage to actually overcome that. Their purpose together is also to overcome any sense of false selves, or in other words, fakery. And they're meant to actually help each other become more independent and original. So both of them could have developed facades in this lifetime, pretending to be someone else that they're not. And this connection is actually meant to help them create their authentic self and kind of like release everything that they're not in order to become who they truly are. I am seeing that both of them are also meant to help each other overcome a poverty mindset or a feeling of lack within themselves, so a scarcity mindset, even when it comes to just how they feel about each other, because I am seeing that this connection is also meant to help them like elevate each other when it comes to achieving their goals. And it's meant to help them also release toxic behaviors and toxic people in order to actually evolve as a couple. So this connection is also meant to help them harness strong communication, because it does seem as though this connection has several tests of interferences and potential deception. So this connection is actually meant to help them harness that trust and that transparency, so they don't cross that line of infidelity. This connection is also meant to help them overcome any sort of laziness or feelings of inadequacy, and really help them chase money and create a practical plan so they can manifest the life of their dreams. Overall, this connection is meant to help them overcome misunderstandings, as well as any sort of mental manipulation and any sort of power games. This connection as well is meant to help them harness their fear of intimacy, and by overcoming the fear of vulnerability by developing transparent communication here. And rather than, you know, holding a facade or pretending that they don't care, they're meant to actually exercise and develop their authentic voice. So like I said, this connection is mainly based off like purging the fakery, purging the sense of a false self and any sort of facade, in order for them to grow as individuals and really get to a phase where they're able to be authentic, original, and express their true nature towards each other, even though it could result in series of retaliation or revenge or gaslighting. Ultimately, they're meant to actually go through these lessons in order to get onto the other side. So let's go ahead and see how they're currently thinking and feeling and what's going on. Let's go ahead and transition to how Nicki Minaj and Kenny Petty are thinking and feeling about each other and what's going on in their connection. So right away, I felt a lot of panic. I am seeing currently they are trying to find some sort of resolution, some peaceful resolution in their situation. I am picking up it has something to do with some sort of confession or some sort of sexual scandal here. It may also involve the court case, or it may involve some sort of legal situation. I'm not quite sure what this exactly means, but what I am seeing is that Nicki Minaj is trying to be very compassionate with Kenny right now. Right now, they're going through a lot of obsession. They're going through a lot of blockages in their life where they feel restrained, and they're trying to find some sort of solution to this toxicity, because it does seem as though it has taken control over their peace of mind and even their finances. At this moment, Nicki Minaj is trying to find a practical solution and trying to find some sort of evidence that's going to repair this situation, because there's some sort of oppression and some sort of stillness, some sort of bad news here that I'm seeing that has occurred between their connection. This can be due to Kenny, something that Kenny did, or some overwhelming evidence that's being provided to Kenny. I am seeing it has a lot to do with some sort of deception, sexual deception, but a lot of it is also a misconception. So whatever it is a misconception, even though it is being perceived as some sort of sexual scandal. Right now, Nicki Minaj is actually, she's very hasty. She's trying to avoid the situation, but she's also doing everything she can to actually provide some sort of leeway, or she's creating some sort of plan. I'm seeing she's putting in a lot of money to create some sort of plan to actually get away with this, or trying to find individuals. Like, I'm seeing she's creating some sort of team. This can be a legal team too, or just like people to help this situation. So I am seeing that Nicki Minaj, though, is also in a space where she's at a stalemate situation. She's looking at information here. I'm seeing her potentially looking at recordings, and she's looking at past events that has transpired, and she's very divided. Her heart is very conflicted right now, because she's sitting on the fence of a crossroads, not knowing what to believe, but also in a space where she's learning, and she's also being committed to finding a solution for this situation. So Nicki Minaj is actually in a lot of deep self-evaluation right now. She's going through a lot of shadow work and going through a lot of healing at this moment. She's trying to process what's happening, because what it is very fearful to her, and it's actually going to be affecting her reputation, her career, and her finances here. So this is actually kind of giving her a lot of panic, as I explained in the beginning, and is creating some sort of blockage in her life. So she's trying to move on from this by finding a solution here and creating some sort of proactive solution, and she's working with others to do this. So I mean, I'm seeing her having good news, because she's gonna have a plan situated in order to overcome this, but she also feels a little bit of a lack of enthusiasm, because the evidence that's being provided, or whatever she's seeing, is making her feel torn in between whether or not they're gonna be able to overcome this, or whether or not she believes it or not. So I am seeing this has to do with the court case. I'm gonna have to either look it up or something. I'm pretty sure some of you guys know. You can leave it in the comments below what's exactly happening here. Kenny, the way that he's feeling is that he's trying to remain very optimistic. There has been changes to their finances, and he's trying to make up for it. He's trying to be the hero in this situation, but he's also at a space where he's very emotionally overwhelmed, extremely anxious. He's going through a lot of mental epiphanies that are causing a transformation of his mind, making him go through a rapid change on a mental level, but it's freaking him out, because he feels like a victim, and he feels very emotionally damaged right now. He's at a place where he feels like a failure, and he feels kind of like underqualified in the sense of how to defend himself. So he's at a point where he's actually healing his energy. He's healing his mental body, his physical body, trying to create some sort of balance, because things have kind of hit a wall here. And I am seeing that he's trying to remain optimistic, still keep things playful, and be in a space where he can still provide some sort of joy in Nicki Minaj and his life. So I am seeing that someone's about to confess something about a mistake that they've made, and this is going to help them clear out some sort of negativity. But overall, between them, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of admiration, there's a lot of trust here. Their connection is a little bit tormented right now due to these news. whatever's happening, but because I am seeing that it's some sort of sexual scandal, but whatever it is, it's not gonna affect them. Like whatever's happening, they're not gonna allow that to affect them, even though they're both going through panic and a lot of anxiety. They're not going to allow it to affect the connection. If anything, this situation is actually making them stronger and allowing them to actually bring love into the situation by having compassion for each other and really forgiving each other in order to move forward. So they're cleansing out a lot of negativity, they're releasing and making space, and then they're also going to learn from this. So I do see them going through a lot of anxiety, like I said, and a lot of adrenaline rush, but they're gonna find a solution for this, and they're gonna learn from this as individuals and grow. So let's go ahead and see what's gonna happen. Okay, guys, so what's gonna transpire between Kenny Petty and Nicki Minaj is that I am seeing them going through several phases of feeling confined and trapped in this connection, trying to move on from past baggage and trying to gain process. But then Nicki Minaj wanting to have closure and move on from this connection. She's going to reach a point where she's going to overpass Kenny regarding her level of success, and she may want to leave him behind. It's gonna take a while for her to actually leave him behind completely, because I am seeing he's gonna feel very burdened. He's gonna go through a lot of remorse, a lot of mourning. He's not gonna be able to accept this change, so he's gonna constantly chase her out of the fear of abandonment. And then I am seeing eventually she's gonna stop the pattern of allowing him to come back, and I do see them getting a divorce. So I am seeing this can be in 1 year where they will get a divorce. So by 2023, in 1 year from now. And I am seeing them, being irreconcilable and just having too many differences where they're no longer on the same wavelength, to confirm they also are soulmates, and to also confirm they're also meant to have a baby. But it seems as though it may not happen between them, and even if it does, Nicki Minaj is not going to want to stay with him. I am seeing that overall what's going to end up happening in this connection is that there's going to be some sort of truth and clarity that's going to be coming to the surface, that's going to create some sort of a revelation in Nicki Minaj to want to leave him behind, because she's going to realize as though he's very reckless, he's arrogant, and he's not someone that she wants to be with, because he's not going to be, like I said, evolving with her, and she's already going to be receiving what she wanted from the connection, moving on. She's going to be very strategic on how to move forward with him, or to leave him behind, but there's going to be a lot of repetition where she's going to try really hard to actually make it work, to be committed, but then she's just gonna feel as though she's fighting against what she truly wants, which is to kind of free herself from this connection, because her perspective of him will change, and there's just gonna be a lot of passive aggression that he will develop that's gonna make her not feel safe around him, as though he's very hyperactive and reckless. And overall, I am seeing that he is gonna end up feeling like a victim here, going through a lot of helplessness and a silent crisis, but I am seeing that she's gonna leave him behind. She's gonna be the one to divorce it, and he's gonna try to offer her a baby, try to offer her money, try to offer her all sorts of things, and I am seeing him literally begging, and she's just gonna free herself from it, because there's gonna be more loss and negativity in this connection in the future, and she just doesn't want to be associated with it, so there's going to be a lot of inequality, disharmony between them. They're also no longer going to be compatible, but they're meant to heal this connection before they move on to the next one. And overall, this is meant to teach them a lot about values, about relationships, and about needing to acknowledge each other's belief systems to move accordingly. But this connection will reach a lack of success, and it will unfortunately be a burden for Nicki Minaj at the end of the day. So she's gonna stop the pattern. She may eventually will have to try to block him in order to actually release him, because it seems as though he's gonna continuously chase her, and he's really not gonna accept the loss, because he's gonna be under so much disparity that he's gonna be in denial here. So I am seeing that Nicki Minaj is going to eventually free herself from this connection within a year. And yeah, she's gonna start a new beginning. She's gonna be very clear on what she wants, but she's gonna be, you know, free from commitment and start a new beginning in her life, even though it's gonna be very challenging for her to leave. And she may have a little bit of like hesitation for a while. She's eventually gonna reach detachment and free herself from this, even though it may cause, you know, emotional disasters and trauma and loss for Kenny. It's what's going to be best for her, and ultimately the contract is already going to be completed between them. As I said, they are soulmates, but they're already going to be completed what they needed to learn, which is to help each other come into healing, rejuvenation, you know, helping them both express their authenticity and their unique selves. And yeah, so overall the work will be finished. And yeah, so that's about it for Nicki Minaj and Kenny. If you guys want a personal reading, you can go to my website, consciousfultarot.com. I specialize in love and relationships, career and finances, and spiritual life path. And I could also do a Reiki healing for you and your loved one, or just a personal Reiki healing to help align and ascend your frequency, to help you manifest your dreams. Alrighty, my friends, take care. Bye now, star friends.